YuGiOh101 card review, here to review a TCG exclusive in Duelist Alliance coming August 15th. What we're looking at here is Scarm, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. I think this has... Why does Scarm remind me of... I had read this book called The Divine Comedy, and that name is in there. And I'm assuming that this was one of the characters in that book. You know, like I heard of like the Malebranche. Like I didn't read the Divine Comedy, but I heard like audio books of it. So in Scarm, I think this was like one of the demons in like hell when Dante went to like travel in hell, and I think this was the troublemaker of the Malebranche. Yeah, like I think this was like a character out of the Divine Comedy. It's interesting. They're making an archetype or monsters from that. Cool. Well, at least I hope it's an archetype. Anyway, it's a Dark Fiend effect monster, level 3 attack, 800 defense 2000. Description: if you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, destroy this card. You can only use one of the following effects of Scarm, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss per turn, and only once that turn. If you control no spell cards, spell or trap cards, special summon this card from your hand during the end phase. If this card was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can add one level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, except Scar, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. So obviously this is going to go great with Tour Guide, considering that Tour Guide negates effects and you won't have to worry about it being destroyed. Two, if it was sent to the graveyard by this turn, you know, just as long as it ends up in the graveyard. So if you send this to the graveyard, then you won't have to worry about whether or not the effect gonna activate. Because once a monster hits the graveyard, if its effects were negated on the field and it hits the graveyard, unless a monster destroys it and it, you know, prevents those effects from being activated in the graveyard, just by default, a monster gains its effects again. So, if it gets sent to the graveyard as an exceed material, you know, because the effect isn't given a specific place as to where it has to be sent from. With some cards, it's like the monster has to be sent from your hand to the graveyard. For other cards, it's like the monster has to be sent from the field to the graveyard. And if that was the case, then this wouldn't work. But since it says if this card was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can just detach it as an exceed material, and just to, you know, activate the effect, they'll search out another level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck. Probably another Tour Guide is what people are going to search for, you know, unless they come up with more of the monsters in the archetype, which it seems like it's doing. So it's funny though, because it's pretty much supporting all Fiend type monsters. And I wonder if the Malebranche is going to be a bunch of level 3 Fiend types, which would be interesting to see, because obviously Tour Guide is going to get thrown into that deck just to be able to search out these monsters. But yeah, Tour Guide obviously is like the best option to use with this card, unless they come out with other Burning Abyss monsters that can do what Tour Guide does. Then until then, I'm gonna say Tour Guide is like the best option. So yeah, link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out, and I'll see you for the next card review. Peace.